Oh gosh. So what were your first?
This is our Shakespeare evaluation.
Oh yeah. What were your first impressions / reactions to the idea of Shakespeare in short?
Honestly, mine was absolutely dreading it because last year when we did just a monologue, I felt like I wasn't very good at it, so I was completely dreading it.
Hated it. Hated every single thought of having to do Shakespeare. It was the most shocking thing in the entire world.
I hated it as well because I don't understand any of the language. Yeah, Brad.
It was actually good because I didn't get to speak.
Jed.
It was alright, it was fun, but at the same time I learnt a lot with Shakespeare language.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I actually was quite excited because I actually quite like Shakespeare, but I do like Shakespeare. I actually do. But then, yeah, that's what I was.
Nice.
How did you as a group approach the play you were given?
Well,
Not very well.
not very well at first, but that's because I think everyone was kind of dreading doing it. But I think because we appointed a leader first,
Who was the leader?
I kind of got started on stuff while other people were just trying to get used to the text. So I think appointing a leader first was quite a good thing, so they could get started on blocking it and stuff like that while other people got used to getting comfortable with text and stuff. Also, doing a cast list straight away helped with people knowing who they were.
Yeah, just kind of adding on to that because I was kind of little co-leader. I was helping Maddie with blocking and stuff, and was kind of in charge when she wasn't here. But it was a process. It was a process and it happened. Can't really comment on that.
At first, it wasn't going to plan. We did cast it, which was okay, but people weren't really focusing too well. But it's fine. Like Alfie said, it's a process. We all managed and everyone knew the lines, kind of. Good.
I enjoyed it.
You weren't here for the first part.
It's because
so
you
I
joined kind of late into the performance.
Right, Jed.
I would say the first two sessions when we was discussing about the characters and what roles, I was happy that I was very upfront with the characters, what I want to be and stuff. So I feel like that at least as a team and a group we had communication, what was really good because it could have gone the other way.
We knew people's comfortability or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't really there for the first week of it. Well, 2 weeks of it because I was in Greece. Sorry, guys. But yeah. Wait. Sorry, my recording stopped. Wait, 1 sec.
Maddie's recording's still going.
Sorry, my recording stopped. Yeah. Basically, I wasn't really there. I wasn't there when it got cast. But
You
when
already knew who you were gonna.
I already knew who I was gonna get, so I just learnt my lines in Greece. So yeah. What part of the development did you enjoy the most?
I think that
Victor.
I enjoyed getting onto doing the scenes and the blocking and people finally understanding their character and how to act their character, because at first you're just kind of getting to know the lines, but once you've got a character and you finally understand that character, it went really well.
I enjoyed taking more of a leadership role this year because last year I didn't really do anything. I was just kind of there, especially in fucking Christmas Carol, bro. I was just there. And then I enjoyed running all of my scenes because most of them were with Tom, who I'm very close with and feel comfortable acting with. Shut up, Rosie. Anyway.
I think it all went well, but I liked my scenes because I was a very loud person, which I am naturally. Yeah. But I enjoyed everything, to be honest. Towards the end was a bit better when everyone knew where they were, what they were doing. So yeah.
Well, Brad can talk about fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, but there's a couple of things that I could improve on.
Yeah.
Do you want to say those?
No.
I would say. Wait, what's the question?
What did you enjoy?
Oh, I enjoyed the fact that I had barely only two characters, and I was in short scenes as well, short scene, So that really helped, and I feel like I was happy that it was really good compared to the week before. We did like the difference for everyone in the group improved a lot. So I'd say I'm happy that we actually pulled it all together in the last day before the performance.
Well, the part of the development that I enjoyed the most was like, I don't know, it was kind of towards like the end when everyone knew it, obviously, but like this is what everyone else has said. But yeah, I also liked when I knew my monologue and I was like, I could finally like understand what it was saying and like know how to act it and everything. That was my favourite part.
I'm gonna collectively say I think the group that, like the people in the group that did fight scenes, that would definitely be what they enjoyed, just learning them. I know I enjoyed watching them happen, so I bet.
I feel like it brought the play together.
Yeah.
I enjoyed learning how to do something with a hand I have never had to use for something before.
Okay, so what part of the development did you find the most challenging?
I think like having to flirt.
Oh shit.
I think having to flirt with Tom, because like he's also an awkward person, but so am I. So having to like show that we're in love, especially when the show's compacted into a very small version, because there's a lot more Romeo and Juliet scenes where you can show that a bit more. But in ours, it was mainly the balcony scene and the wedding scene that we actually interacted. So it was very difficult to show those in very short scenes.
Go on.
What was the question?
What part of the development did you find the most challenging?
Well, I did enjoy, I think, having to learn the sword fights using my left hand because I'm not left-handed. So it was a lot of like trying to remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which did end up resulting in me kind of getting the sword fight and ended up getting dragged onto the floor.
Yeah.
I think probably learning my lines at first. Like at first it took me a long time and I felt like the script was like my comfort blanket. But I knew my lines in the end, but that was a big thing for me, and knowing where I was on each scene. But it's sorted and it's done.
Remembering the fight scene.
Yeah.
What's the question?
What would you find most difficult?
I would say at first,
God give me good evening.
God give me good evening, the line. Basically, we had to walk in and basically do, because obviously, basically, the fact is,
Basically.
Let me speak! This is why you think it's longer, because you're there making me laugh. Basically, it was learning the lines, to be honest, the most simplest thing, what was the most difficult for me. So I would say that's what I've learned and took back from this.
Yeah.
Yeah. What mine was the prologue, because the monologue with like the nurse, it's easier to follow along than the prologue. So the prologue was like, and everyone knows it, so there's more pressure on me because like a lot of people do know the prologue from it. So I was like, oh gosh, I've got to like know this. So it was kind of like scary.
And you were having to try and remember to not go, two households, both lacking dignity, in favour honour.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. What did you discover / learn about performing a classical text?
I think like understanding the language, because you might think a line is sarcastic, but it's not. Like with one of my lines, Matt told me like it's a sarcastic line. So then I was thinking, wait, how would I say that sarcastically? But also then I've got to remember like the actual like hast thou the like that those sort of words. So like learning those.
Sorry, one sec.
Learning those in like context, and I think actually knowing what the script was saying was like a new skill I'd learn.
Yeah, I think having to learn that goddamn monologue in Shakespeare, because like nicest way possible, I can't read, I can't write, I'm dyslexic as fuck, bro. Also sorry, but yeah.
Wait, what's the
What
question?
have you like learned new skills?
Learning Shakespearean language, because that is some difficult thing I never thought I'd learn. But yeah, learning it, like Maddie said, the hast thou, whatever it was, it's difficult.
Oh yeah, because you really struggled with the vowels.
The dowels, the hats.
But other than that, I just think it was the language. Did you struggle with anything?
The language.
The language.
You didn't even
It's
have a
hard to read.
line.
But like
Yeah,
understand
It's hard
it.
to read and yeah.
Like they both all said, it was really the language. Even Matt said that's probably going to be one of the most difficult things in the play. So I'd say the language and just actually showing as like how I speak, as showing the same energy.
Yeah, so you got a new skill from
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
Well, it felt like, obviously it is a new language, but it felt like learning like French again, because you had to learn what every line meant. So it's like, so you have to like act each line to make sure the audience understands what you're saying, but also you understand what you're saying, so you can act it. What were the difficulties about the classical text? I think everyone's already answered
Yeah,
that.
we've already answered that.
Anyone have any newfound likes about
To
classical?
be fair, I actually enjoyed doing it once we got to it. And I think that's the same with everyone. Like once you knew the lines, we all enjoyed it, but it's getting to that point.
Yeah.
So I think going forward, I would make sure I learn my lines straight away and understand what I'm saying straight away instead of waiting so long.
I genuinely want to play Benvolio again. I love doing that, bro. I was so happy I got given Benvolio. Like, I might not have sounded it at first, but I was so happy because, like, had I not got Romeo, I would have wanted to be Benvolio.
Yeah.
At first I wasn't keen on my character, but when I like knew my lines, knew where I was a bit more comfortable, and I actually enjoyed it because, yeah, I just did.
I'm happy with the two characters what I got, and I feel like what I can take back from this, even the smallest scenes, you still feel like you're part of the group or getting input in. Because I had short scenes, but it added to the plot twist.
Yeah,
and
like
everything
if you weren't in
If I-
those scenes, it wouldn't have made sense.
If I didn't bring the letter, you would not
Yeah.
get with your Romeo.
Yeah, but what I found, even though we only did like 2 shows and we weren't even working on it for that long, was that I actually like fell in love with the character of the nurse and like performing as her, because she's like, I feel like I'm very close to her in personality wise, so I feel like she's like there's a part of her inside me, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm about to start crying, but
Turned into the character.
yeah, but I feel like I actually love the character of the nurse, and if I could play her again, I would.
Yeah. And that is the end.
Is it?
Coffee.